Thank you so much for coming down today. I wanted to tell you how I got fooled to get into Scientology. You have to understand that this was a long time ago. There wasn't an internet. I know that might be tough to conceive, but there wasn't an internet once. And at one point, my mom was the executive director for the weekend Scientology thing here. You didn't know that, did you? So my mom used to run the place back in '68. No, she was the executive director. It was called the HCOES back then. And I was into science and math, and I thought science made sense. I liked being able to figure things out. I knew that I could take anything apart in the physical universe and see how it worked, but I wasn't sure how people worked. They were more difficult to take apart.
I know we have one freezer here.
She worked on me for 2 years to read a book about it, and finally I did read a book. And unfortunately, the covert hypnotic techniques that Hubbard uses in his books worked. And I started to believe that perhaps Hubbard had something. I actually started thinking that maybe Hubbard's stuff would be a way that I could use to figure out how people work and make this a better world. Because we were looking at Vietnam back then, and nothing about that made sense to us back in the '60s. And Hubbard was supposedly a nuclear physicist and a naval war hero. Now, you got to understand, at 17 years old, who was I to question a nuclear physicist? Especially because I thought science was the most important thing in my life. So I got involved. Then 25, 30 years later, I now have 600 pages of his naval records webbed in image form with the help of a U.S. Senator in Virginia who helped with a FOIA request, which shows that Hubbard was basically a deadbeat. I mean, nobody wanted him working for him. He was a source of trouble. He was a nutball back when he was in the Navy. And as far as being a nuclear physicist goes, he took one course at George Washington University, and he either got a D or an F. I think it was an F. Which one was it? He got a D in atomic theory, and an F in calculus. Oh yeah, he got a D in atomic theory and an F in calculus, and had the nerve to call himself a nuclear physicist. The fact is, I am more of a nuclear physicist than L. Ron Hubbard ever was.
Prove it!
Anyway, based on those lies, they ended up stealing 10 years of my life, and now because of the net, I'm very pleased that they're unable to steal more than 10 minutes of anybody's time these days.
Yeah!
Is it off?
No.
Thank you, Arnie. Thank you, Arnie.